So Adam, for the viewers at home, what are your top tips for a great easy fill hanging basket?
I think the really important thing this time of year, the sun's really high in the sky now and things dry out very, very quickly, so certainly keep it watered, water it at least once every day. Also, the plants are growing furiously this time of year as well. They're using a lot of energy, so keep them fed as well. A liquid feed is good, but also you can use a granular feed as well. And you can see, Geordie, on these pansies, for example, we've got some dead flower heads on there as well. If you just pick those off and take those off, that will keep encouraging new flowers to come. So you can just keep that ball of colour going right the way into the autumn.
Fantastic. So when you see a dead flower, it doesn't necessarily mean that's it, no more.
Oh no, precisely. I mean, a lot of the plants you put in hanging baskets are annuals, for example. They only have one season, but what they want to do is to flower, go to seed and die. But if you keep picking those dead flowers off, you're just going to keep forcing them to keep flowering. So you're going to extend the season and you're going to keep that colour for much, much longer.
Fantastic. And are there any colours that are in fashion at the moment?
Well, funny enough, at Chelsea this year there was a Trollius, which is a big yellow buttercup kind of plant. That was very, very popular. A lot of people saw that yellow all throughout Chelsea, but also purple is always very popular at Chelsea, and sometimes silver in the form of silver foliage. So, but it's up to you really. You can follow a trend if you want, or you can be a rebel and just go for your own colour scheme. It's your garden, you do what you want.
Fantastic. And for everything else in your garden, to build a lovely garden, anything else that you'd like to add on to what you've
again,
already said?
The general rule of what we said about the baskets also applies to your beds and borders as well, so keep them well watered, keep them fed. But for example, a lot of people now will just be finding their rhododendrons are just starting to go over. Again, those can be dead-headed, but also a thing that you need to remember when you buy rhododendrons, if you haven't got acid soil, then you will need to grow them in what's known as ericaceous compost in pots, for example. So that is a great tip there for rhododendrons. And again, just moving along, we've got these gorgeous pansies here again, which are looking fantastic, but keep the dead heads picked off of those. And another thing you can do, sometimes with pansies and other bedding plants, a little later in the summer, if they're starting to get a bit leggy and a bit scruffy looking, take them down by about half with a pair of scissors or sharp secateurs, give them a liquid feed, and that will give them another boost of life, and they'll come back and give you another show right up until the autumn.
Fantastic. Thank you very much for everything.
You're welcome. Pleasure.
Take care.